so often now what we find is some of the young people that join, part of what they need to do if they want to progress in the ladder at work is to give presentations using visual aids, etc. We also look at wanting to improve in leadership skills. What I'm going to be talking about tonight is one of the best ways for all of us to have the opportunity to improve, be it new members or experienced members. Research has shown that helpfulness, this is the new term that we're using, helpfulness is something that increases the success of teams and groups. It helps with their success related to the completion of the projects and the ingenuity used, and it also in terms of job satisfaction and working with the group. And what they're talking about with helpfulness is something really quite simple in terms of understanding it. It's that people are willing to ask for help. People are willing to give help. People are willing to receive help. And one of the ways that that becomes easier is if we have formed relationships with people and that there's trust involved. Because in Western society in particular, there's a lot in terms of competitiveness and the individual supposed to stand out. Well, what we're looking at now is we want each individual in this club to be successful, and we want the club to be successful. And we want to provide help. And in this case, that help is going to be a mentoring program that we are going to get somewhat more formalized in terms of mentoring. And before I start talking about the specifics for our club, I want to talk about mentoring in general. When you think of a mentor, what his or her role is and what some of the characteristics are for a mentor, what do you think of? What are some of the things?
Guidance.
Pardon?
Guidance.
Guidance. Experience. What else?
Leader. Been around for a while.
Pardon?
Been in the field or
Okay.
for a while.
One who listens well.
Patient.
Pardon?
Patient.
All right. This is a pretty comprehensive list. And if you can go to the next
And
slide.
I'd like for you to add encouraging, if you would.
Sure. This is a pretty thorough list. I had just put up there as a kickoff about also having empathy for people. And that's what we're really looking at. We want to form relationships between a mentor and a mentee in this club where guidance can be given, encouragement can be given, where we're patient with the person, we listen well, and we have some experience, of course, in whatever skill set we're going to be working with this person on. The next one. Also, can any of you share a mentor experience? Let me kick it off. I can give you two quick ones that I've had. When I started college in my freshman year, I was floundering. I was not doing well academically. I had been very spoiled by being smart enough in high school that I really did not have to study much to get good grades. Now I was in college, it was more rigorous. I had much more to read than I had before. And as I said, I was floundering. I went to a professor and he helped me, he mentored me related to study skills. He mentored me in particular with all the volumes of things that I had to read, how to mark it up, how to highlight and look at and gather the key points. And that was very beneficial for me. When it came to my first job, I had to go out into a neighborhood in the urban renewal area that I've talked about before, and I'm the first point of contact. And my boss said to me, I can't be out there with you, Cherry. However, I want to let you know this, that I will never be mad at you for a mistake. You just come back to me for a mistake related to a decision. You just come back here, tell me that it will work it out. He said, however, I will get upset with you if you don't make a decision at all. What he did, I mean, he really set the stage for the rest of my career in terms of my willingness to make decisions and my understanding that mistakes are something we can learn from and fix. Those are two mentoring experiences I've had. What about some of the other of you? You may have been through worship services, sports, school, work. Thanks, Jack.
About 5 years ago, I was fired from a job, and I felt very unjustly that I was fired. And I was workaholic. And I discovered then that, well, wait a minute, I'm 62 years old, I may as well retire. So I went out to mow my yard instead of paying for yard work and realized just how out of shape I had become, how unhealthy I had become. I couldn't really push a mower all the way around the yard. And I was kind of depressed. My daughter mentioned, well, one day, why don't you come and run with her husband? And I said, I can't run. Come walk with us. So, okay, so I went up to walk with her. And long story short, before you know it, she was encouraging me to join a 5K and run a 5K, and next thing you know, into it. She signed me up for it, half marathon program, came by in her car, picked me up and took me to the program. And she didn't let go of it until I was booked. And then next thing you know, I ran the 3 marathons and that kind of thing. So it was just a blessing what she did.
Thank you. I mean, that's a wonderful example too, because she was encouraging to you, she provided guidance, she had more experience than you do, she led the way. So that's a fabulous example. Anybody else? We have time for another share. Hannah? Oh, Hannah? Hannah?
Well, I work in this office, and I work with Victor, who's our immediate past president, and he's been my mentor both at work and in Toastmasters, and basically badgered me until I joined. But he, at work, has really built me up and helped me to learn to play to my strengths and to get out of my comfort zone. And he's really supportive of my ideas and things I come up with, and we'll sit and talk about them and see if maybe it's something that could be implemented or not. Even if it's not, it's a learning experience. So he really builds me up and makes me feel good and guides me at work and pushes me in the directions I need to go in. And he does the same thing here. So
thank you. Thank you very much. Again, what we're looking, she used a bit different words than we used here, but support is related to guidance and encouraging. And one of the things that we didn't say that I would like to add is a word that you use, is that part of their role is to help us as we learn to improve, become more confident in what we're doing. And that's what Hannah was talking about. This word cloud covers a lot of the things that we all talked about. And this is related to Toastmasters and was put together by people who are part of Toastmasters. And as you can see, confidence is down there, speaking is down there, communication, be entertaining, empower. So we're looking at a lot of different things that can come out of a mentoring program. I have here. The criteria here that we have is really very simple and straightforward. A mentee has to be a member in good standing. A member in good standing essentially means that you paid your dues and you're up to date in terms of that. You're interested in support and help. Because really, if you're closed-minded to it, of course the relationship would end up to be ineffective. Willing to accept, and I did change that a little, willing to consider feedback and new ideas. Because some of the feedback that you may be given may not feel exactly right for you. And so you don't need to accept all of it. Because I know for myself, when giving a speech, I've got my own style. And it can be improved, of course, and there's also sort of a limit to some of the things that I might be able, or I might be willing to incorporate in it. In terms of a mentor has to be a member in good standing for a minimum of 6 months. And you have to be able to make the time commitment. And as you can see, I put "the" in quotes, because that time commitment is going to vary depending on the needs of the mentee and both of your availability. But what we're hoping for, what we would like to see, is that you would enter into an agreement, just a verbal one, but that you would be mentoring somebody for anywhere from 2 to 6 months. You can come here early before the meeting to meet, you can talk over the phone, you can do email. There's various ways that it can be done. And some of the things that are involved is explaining these 2 books and what they entail, competent communication and competent leadership. It's also, of course, going to be working with them related to speeches, in particular the icebreaker. The first 3 speeches are the most, where we find that the most needs are, and it's help in terms of organizing it and some hints that we have that I can be sharing with you. And this is what I worry about sometimes in terms of the reaction of anybody, that I can't be a mentor, I don't know all the answers. And in our club especially, we have a lot of new members, or relatively new, less than a year. And so this concern might be greater, but you don't need to know all the answers. We don't expect you to know all the answers. You could go to the next one. What we're looking at is this quote: "There is no lack of knowledge out there, just a shortage of asking for help." So yes, we want the mentee to ask for help, and we also want the mentor to ask for help. Come to me, come to Anna, who is the founder of our club and has vast experience. Eugene, listen to me, I just called you Eugene. Eunice, excuse me. Eunice has been around for a while. All of us have skills that we can share. Go to the next one. We rise by lifting others. And that's what I want all of us to remember. We want to grow this club. We want it to be successful. And the way for the club to be successful is for each of the individuals to be successful in what your particular goals are. What I'm going to be doing, I have a mentor interest survey that I will pass around, that I'm hoping some of you, if not, well, it would be all of you, but some of you will sign up for. There's also forms related to the assignments for mentees. And what I have done, there is a place on our website